video going viral concerning the visit of Unyazi Lwezulu to Swaziland, and a certain citizen was not happy with the visit, and he was coming blasting hard at the leader of the Shembe movement and the whole nine Qajes, and also the Swaziland king. He had a lot of things that this man them said.
What do you do with the bodies of these babies and these people you murder in Swaziland for your rituals? How does this work, Emakosti? Asomchazelo ukuthi mawunguma lo muntu ukhokha lengadi uqeda lamehlo usika tindlebe usibe lwimi usika umpepe ujuba sinqanqa yonke le mvelo ehleli yena. How does that then translate into success and protection for yourself?
So he was asking about ritual practices and whatnots. Now, I don't know if these are common in Swaziland or something and stuff like that. It's talking about all these ritual practices and how do those translate over to success on that particular other video.
Anybody in Swaziland that believes that King Swati must remain a king and we must subject ourselves to him has no clarity.
So he had a lot of things to say, as you can hear. He was questioning the kingship. He was questioning the rituals. He was also questioning other aspects of the visit of Unyazi Lwezulu, who is the leader of the Shembe movement.
Foul ritual murder. Actually, ritual murderers. Shembe from South Africa and King Swati III. Okay, Shembe, listen. Let me explain something to you that you don't understand. The country of Swaziland belongs to the people of Swaziland. The country of Swaziland belongs to the people of Swaziland, not King Swati. King Swati is not a free, standalone entity. He belongs to the people of Swaziland, along with the Queen Mother. So you cannot say you have not come to Swaziland to see the people of Swaziland. You've come to Swaziland to see the king and the Queen Mother. When you come see the Queen Mother and the king, you're essentially coming to see the people of Swaziland.
He had a lot that he wanted to put up. These videos went viral. Okay? These particular videos where he was attacking the king and the Shembe leader, they went crazy viral.
This man is a liability. He's taking all the money in the country to splurge on himself.
So what he's questioning is why they don't want to break down the kingship and build a democratic country. Why is it that he would rather go the route of England and the Mandams over there, where they have the king but still have a prime minister?
How does this thing work, Makosiki? Just educate me, because evidently I'm ignorant. I can't be in your world. I just find it very stupid. You know, both Egypt, now both Israel and ancient kingdoms, they used to do some of these things that you do today. But that is long time ago. But in those olden days.
Talking about here, you know, I guess it's from a humanistic perspective. It's that, you know, he's not looking at it from a spiritual perspective. He's only looking at it from an eye viewing perspective. Is that, like, these things are old, man. These are foreign ideas. But this is why when you acknowledge, like for instance, if he's talking about the sacrifice, human sacrifices and all those kind of things, and he says, you know, in Israel, these things were there and whatnot. Not in Israel. were there. And other places. Like, for example, kingdoms that used to worship Molech, where they gave babies for sacrifice and stuff like that. And when you look at how the Abrahamic kingdom is started, he is brought up to the mountain with his son. This is the norm at this period. And when he is going to supposedly sacrifice the son, which is the norm in that thing, God stops him. So in that, God communicates, this is not how I function. Any regions that wanted to interact with spirits or that had a form of interaction with spirits would have a version of human sacrifice. To a point where in Mexico, till date, it's not like they were like, oh yeah, that's what was done back then. Now we have a new way. Human existence is all the same. Truth doesn't change. Human existence is all the same. So why I'm addressing that particular point that he's addressing there of, these are old. Like these old rituals are all old. If we see them like that, we'll never be able to bring truth to the subject. The subject matter was because of all these other spiritism stuff. This entire interactions with beings who have passed and so forth. That's what comes with that. And so in the correction that he was bringing there is an element of truth that's needed. If you look at this thing from a humanistic perspective, human value, you can miss it. But if you look at it from a God's perspective, you get the full picture.
To know what's a belief, my lord. I mean, for example, in my part, even today, you consider it bad luck. In my past, my uncle brought me to America, was supposed to be killed, James Newman. The man rose, went to Harvard University, was the first principal secretary in Swaziland at the age of 21. Came back as governor of the central bank, served America at the World Bank as an executive for many, many years.
I'm saying he's looking at it from a humanistic perspective. Success can bring us to this position. I've seen it many times, that a person has a religious viewpoint, but then the moment they attain success and so forth, the only communication that they think things should be done by, it's by human advancement and interaction with the market. Yes, interaction with the marketplace can advance us, definitely, but it's not the only thing. How we choose to interact with spiritual things also is very important, and it's what contributes to this. It's what contributes to all these human sacrifices that he wants to address. But because he chooses to look at it from human advancement perspective, it just becomes, insults as he's throwing insults and all these things. And also looking at human advancement, like when he's saying that, you had a family member move over to the US, work over there for years. So advancement, basically. Without looking at what is at the core root of human sacrifice. It's false interactions. Not that they didn't happen. The spirits of deception interacting with humankind. That's the thing that causes that. And because he doesn't look at that, what it does is that it only narrows his viewpoint to insults and corrections. The viewpoint on these videos that are going viral, because they're all over the place. He's really hitting hard on some of these things, and he holds very strong perspectives concerning them. But then you see, it tends to be the case, we'll expose, we'll do what, we get disgusted by their looting and stuff like that. But if you think about it, the looting has a reason. Self-enrichment has a reason in certain areas. Self-enrichment, as a matter of fact, allows them to attain power for the evil. Because now they have money, they can influence things. Because now they have money, they can decide who gets it. They can control who gets it. They can control what gets pushed, which industries are more successful, where, how, what not. The devil's agenda continues. If you see, human advancement and industry is what brings the Antichrist's power to full fruition. If you look at it, it says he uses the business sector in order for him to enforce an evil political agenda by the time the Antichrist rises. Don't just be excited that things are exposed, but always look at the credits that are spoken of. By what do we expose? Do we just expose because wrong was done? Do we just expose by... No, because if we see the spiritual perspective around it, it allows them, the wicked, to position themselves and position people that they can control. It allows them to position an industry of wickedness. It's not just looting. No. The looting is spiritually influenced. It's not, because if you think about it, there is a point where you're like, okay, so like, well, what do you want next? Like, how much is enough taking? How much is enough taking? There isn't, because if you have 100 million, now you can maybe get 3 people into the cult. Give you 10 million, and then corrupt that person, and they corrupt other smaller people, and then they organize hits, they do what? You can cause a lot of destruction with 10 million. Cause a lot of destruction. And so money is more than just corrupt, attain it for yourself. He said it alters the level of destruction that one can bring. Now, I know what I'm saying is a little bit away from this particular subject, because I don't know exactly what is correcting there and stuff. What I thought was very interesting from this video is that you can see there is this corrections that tend to be a thing in society. You see people who correct maybe either politics and all these things, and at the end of it, it just ends at that. It ends at, we're not advancing, we're not thinking, we're not, and why? They are missing the spiritual element of what this entire thing does. Positions wickedness. That's the thing to look at. It's Ricky. Yeah, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. It's Ricky sharing the show. Other episodes done today, they'll be down in the pin comments, and I'm going to check you out over there.